welcome to the Wise Owl Knits podcast. I'm Cheryl, your host, and this is episode 44. It is December 31st, the last day of the year, and I really messed up my goal of podcasting every 2 weeks. It was just before Thanksgiving when I did it the last time, so we'll see what happens going forward. It's just been a busy holiday time, and every time I thought about doing it, there were a lot of other things that I needed to do too. So I didn't podcast for a while. It is in the 40s and raining, which is like a perfect knitting day. I appreciate those days. We've had above normal temperatures all through the last week. It's been in the 50s and 60s. But we've had a lot of rain too. So I have been able to get out for some walks, but I've also gotten a lot of good knitting time too, which is, that's fantastic. You can find me at wiseowlknits.com. I'm also Wise Owl Knits on Facebook and Wise Owl Knits with 2 S's on Instagram. If you'd like to contact me, you can Instagram message or you can click the contact me page on my website. So love to hear from all of you, and I always try to answer any emails or messages that I get. So if you have any questions about anything, feel free to contact me. So today I am wearing my cowboy sweater, and this is a collaboration that I'm doing with Mystery Mouse Yarn. She's going to do kits for this. And this pattern and the kits will be ready to be released about right around January 20th. So watch for those. I'm going to show you a picture of the colors that I think are going to be the final colors for the kits, and you can kind of mix and match between those colors. There may be some changes before they come out, but that'll give you a good idea of what's available. It's all got the cowboy is designed in DK weight yarn, and it's designed for 4 colors, but if you wanted to do more, you could obviously do that too, or less. But 4 is the kind of the target number of yarns that you need. And I'm going to insert a picture of the colors that Holly is doing. There may be some changes before the yarn kits come out, but I think they all look great, and there's lots of good combinations. I'll also stick in a picture of my first prototype of this, which I did just from stash yarn, and I liked my first go around at it, but I like this with Holly's colors so much better. I think it turned out fantastic. So this is the cowboy sweater coming out January 20th, and there will be kits available from Mystery Mouse Yarns. I know she will have kits at the Knitty McPurly retreat, but she will also have those online too. So watch for that, coming soon. The other thing that I've been working on design-wise is another sweater that is circular yoke, top down. Let's see if I show this the right direction. You can't see it very much on this sweater, but there are Christmas trees around the yoke that are just made with purl stitches. You can if I come a little closer, but this yarn is really too dark for this pattern, and regardless of that, I love this color. I love this yarn. It is from Skeins Yarn Shop in New Zealand, and the yarn is Kelly & Co., and it's a Donegal tweed, which also kind of adds to the not being able to see the pattern on it. I'm happy to have this sweater. I've already worn it a lot, but for the pattern it needs a lighter color and something that doesn't have the tweed. So I'm doing it in another Skeins yarn. And this is in Skeins Southlander. And again, it's a subtle pattern, but you can see it much better in this yarn. So, starts at the top. As I said, circular construction, all in one piece. I've got the body done and I'm working on the first sleeve. So, I'm hoping to have this pattern written and out by the end of January. But I'm really happy with it. And as I said, you can't see it very much in the Kelly & Co. version, but it's still a nice sweater. It's kind of designed to be looser fitting, looser arms, comfortable sweatshirt like fit, and I think you guys will like it, so hope to get that out soon. Let's move on to Christmas. I did do some Christmas knitting, and I wanted to share with you too this cup that I got from my husband. It's got my logo on it. One of our stores in town, which is a hardware store, they sell a lot of Yeti stuff and they have a lot of gifty things, but they got this new machine that etches the design, whatever design you want, in the paint coating on the Yetis. And I think it may work on some of the other cups that they have too, but I think it's a Yeti machine. So I was really excited to see that. That was a good Christmas gift. I did some Christmas knitting, but it was almost all on the circular sock machine. I made 10 pairs of socks for my family. 5 for my family, 5 for my Knit Night girls. So 10 pairs of socks in total. So I've taken a little break since then on my circular sock machine, but I just started on a new pair today. I'm going on a quilting weekend with a group of women that we go every year, and I think we're on our 14th year this year. That may not be right. I'll have to go back and look at the text, but we've been doing it for quite a while, and it's just a fun girls' weekend. It's at a lake cottage that belongs to one of my friends, and we always have a great time. And we usually you don't have to, but we usually take each other some little gifts. So this year I'm going to make them all some cozy socks. So we'll be up there. Hopefully it'll snow. It almost always snows when we do this trip. And it's north of Indianapolis, but it's not that far north, but they just get a bit more snow up there than we do down here in Indy. I also made these cute little snowmen on the sock machine, and basically I just knit a tube in white, and then I put a piece of yarn around the tube to stuffed it with fiberfill. I put some beans in the bottom to keep it standing up, and then cinched in the head, and then I got out my hot glue gun and I glued on some buttons for the front and for the eyes. I got these little carrots off of Amazon and the top hats from Amazon, and I could have made these scarves, but I got them from Amazon too. They were fun to make though. Fun to decorate, fun to use the hot glue gun. Just a little, crafting time that wasn't knitting. So that's what I made for my extended family for Christmas. We always do small gifts, either some little food item or something that you've made. My brother-in-law does a lot of woodworking, so he made coasters for everyone this year. Other cousin that sews, and she made jar openers that are like a little quilt square, but fabric on one side and then shelf liner, the rubberized shelf liner on the other side. And it's just a thing to help you grip the lid to open the lid. So that was kind of fun. So other than that, we had a nice quiet Christmas. One of my sons was in town, the other one is deployed, so we really missed him this year. My daughter-in-law went up to her parents' house for Christmas, so it was just 3 of us on Christmas morning. So, you know, super low-key. We just hung out, had a nice big breakfast of biscuits and gravy, went to church on Christmas Eve, and my sister and her family were going to come over, and part of them came over. Part of them were stuck in Dallas. I don't know if you remember, but on Christmas Eve, American Airlines had a big computer glitch snafu, and they canceled all kinds of flights. They were supposed to arrive here early afternoon, and they didn't arrive until 10 o'clock at night. And they have a 1.5-year-old, so they were in the Dallas airport for 8 or 9 hours with a toddler who's a really busy guy. So I'm sure that was a lot of fun. So we missed seeing them on Christmas Eve, but we got to see them the day after Christmas. So that was fun, and just felt so bad for them that they had to go through that, but glad that they finally made it. And aren't still stuck in Dallas. I'm sure Dallas is a really nice place, but being in the airport for that long, and they never said, oh, it's going to be 8 or 9 hours. They would delay it an hour or 2 at a time, so you couldn't go anywhere. They probably couldn't have gone anywhere anyway because they didn't have a car seat. So maybe you can rent those from the car rental companies. I don't know. But the situation was they really couldn't leave because they didn't know what was happening, and they just needed to stay there and wait and wait and wait. So let's see. I put my notes on my computer, so I'm looking over there. Oh, sweater repair. I'm going to pause the video for just a second because I need to go grab this sweater. Here I'm back again. The way I have my camera set up today, I don't know why I can't do it consistently the same way from podcast to podcast, but it seems like I always do it just a little bit differently. And the way I have it today, I have to go around my tripod, which is right next to my cubbies where all the yarn is. So every time I walk by, I knock out another skein of yarn. So there's like 5 or 6 skeins of yarn on the floor in front of me, one ball that rolled across the room. So we'll clean that up later. Anyway, we're moving on to sweater repair. And this sweater is from a friend, well, is owned by a friend from church. And he wears it quite often, and I always notice it because it's really similar to my Scottish ale design. And I figured it was a store-bought sweater, but it may be machine knit, but it's very well done. It's an Irish Aran sweater market in the Aran Islands of Ireland. So, beautiful sweater. He got a little hole in it up here in the shoulder, and when I first looked at it, and he had brought it over to me after church on the fourth Sunday of Advent. He came over and said, hey, do you think you could fix this? And I looked at it, I thought, well, it's cable, it shouldn't be that hard. Once I got it home and looked at it, it's all in this reverse stockinette section, and then there's one line of knitting, and I think I got all of the stitches up on my needle, so now I just need to take another yarn and kind of Kitchener it together. And I do have, this is lighter this nature spun, but I think I may try and do it with that just because it's 100% wool like this is, and I think this could be superwash. I wonder if it says. Maybe I'll look on that before I do it, because I don't want to fix it with a wool that might felt or shrink when he washes it. So anyway, you know how it is with repairs. You look at something and you think, oh, that's not going to be too difficult, and then you kind of procrastinate and put it off. And I did tell him, well, first I said I definitely won't have it done before Christmas. But I would like to get it done and back to him because I know it's something that he really treasures. Like I said, he wears it quite often. So I'd like to get it back to him, and I'd also like to get it off of my to-do list. So that's my little sweater repair story. Got to get going on that. Now, beyond that, I don't have a lot that's going on. I need to finish my Frasier Fir Sweater, and I'm still working on my continuous Cozy Memories blanket, which is the mitered squares, and I do that in between other things or when I just need a palette cleanser, so that's not going super quickly, but I am making progress, and you know, every couple of weeks I have another 4x4 square. So that will be a years long project, I'm sure. But it's fun, and it's very meditative because it's the same thing over and over again. And you're doing the little individual squares, so you get that feeling of satisfaction of finishing something almost every time that you pick it up. So that's one thing that's nice about that. I do have some other projects in mind, or maybe not necessarily in mind, but I've got some yarns that I would really like to use that I've just been looking at because they're really pretty. This is a patriotic set from Chicken Lady Fiber Art. So it's all red, white, and blue, and it's in a little sewn basket by my cousin. So it looks pretty in here, and it's DK weight yarn. I don't know what I'm gonna make with it, but I really want to make something. I like looking at these things, but I feel bad when I'm not using them, and I know I can find something good to use it for too. So I've got this DK yarn from Chicken Lady. I'm not sure how much yardage is in each of these. There was probably something that came with it that told me, but I think they're 10 gram minis. I can at least weigh them and figure that out, but it's definitely enough for a cowl. A cowl might be good, because that's flexible with different amounts of yarn. So that's one thought for that. So I've got that. I've also got this camper set that the bag is from Susan at Delightful Works, and it's got little colorful campers on it, which is a lot of the reason why I bought it. And then it's got a bunch of mini skeins that are in the colors of the campers. So they're all just really pretty and bright. I'll show you all of those together. Okay, I'm back now. My husband called. I should have put my phone on Do Not Disturb, but I didn't. But anyway, these are the mini skeins. All so pretty. And then the main skein is like the blue sky from the background of the bag. So again, these are fingering weight, and I'm not sure what to do with them, but I want to do something with them. that's why I didn't buy myself an advent calendar this year, because I've got these two sets, and then I've got another set that was from Sweet Mountain Crafts that I got last year that I impulse purchased from the Politically Incorrect Knitters show where they have all the vendors that I've participated in this year. But this is DK weight yarn, and there are 2 full skeins, which are, you know, just my colors. And then the other skeins are all different sizes. So this one, these 2 are, the big ones are 255 yards, so definitely DK. And then this one is 75 grams, so it's 191 yards. Lots of yardage here. And then these 2, this one's the bigger of the 2. It's 128 yards, and the small one is 64 yards. And there was a pattern with it, but I didn't, not that I didn't like the pattern, but I decided that I would rather just do something myself. I didn't even realize until just now that there are a pair of folding scissors in here, and some wool wash, and a piece of candy that's from a year ago, but it's in its own cute little Ziploc bag, so it's probably okay. And some peppermint tea. Krista always sticks some tea in. So I've got those 3 things that I really want to use for something, and I'm just not sure what. So hopefully I can figure something out. I've also got, and I should put this with my sweater designs, because I do have a future colorwork sweater, and this is from Mystery Mouse Yarns. This would be the main color, this would be the contrasting, and I kind of told her what was in my mind color wise, and I said, you know, I want a main color that's kind of bluish and greenish, and then a contrasting color for the color work that is just something that would go but not match and have good contrast. So I left it up to Holly, and this is what she sent me. I've got 4 of the main color and 1 of the contrasting color. So that will be another colorwork sweater, and I've done some little preliminary charting on that, but I'm not sure exactly what that is going to become yet. It'll be pretty though. I'll love the colors. Okay, the last thing that I want to talk about is the upcoming Knitty McPurly retreat. That is at the end of January. It's in Grapevine, Texas, and you know, signed up for it last summer, or spring, really last spring signed up for it, and now it's almost finally here, and I'm so looking forward to it. It's just nice to hang out with a bunch of knitters, and I'm going to teach a class on brioche, which I taught at the last Knitty McPurly retreat. The last time I did a 2-color brioche. This time I'm doing a 1-color brioche, and we're going to make just a small mug rug or coaster. So something that is really pretty completable at the retreat, maybe even in class time if you're quick. I think the class is an hour and a half. And I'm also going to be a vendor at the retreat, so I will be taking some of my samples of my patterns so people can download the patterns. I'm not going to have physical patterns there, but I will be taking all of my Emma Ball products, so a bunch of bags and stitch markers and coasters and note cards. So if you're interested in that stuff and you're coming to the retreat, come and check me out. When I'm at the retreat, I didn't do this the last time, and I really wish that I would have, if you see me, come up to me, introduce yourself, say hi, and let's get a picture together, because that really helps me remember who's who and remember names, because I can see the names and there's a lot of names that are familiar on the list of attendees, and I've got pictures from the last time because a lot of the people that came last time are coming again this time, but I can't always put the two together. So I really like to get a bunch of pictures and maybe jot down a few notes from our interactions, just so that will help me remember who is who. A lot of times we're talking to people either on email or Instagram, and you know them, but you just might not be able to put a face with the name. So let's all take selfies together this year. If everybody does that, there'll be tons of pictures, and pictures with other people are the most interesting to look at. So that's my goal. If you see me, remind me of that, because I'll probably forget while I'm there. But that is the plan. So I'm not sure when the next time I will podcast. Hopefully I'll get one in mid-January. If not, it'll probably be the beginning of February. But I will do more. I'm gonna try and do my best to stick to a schedule. I do want to tell you too that I am planning on retiring from my day job at the end of June, and will be doing my knitting business more on a full-time basis. So I hope to be a little more productive, both in podcasting and in getting my designs out there, and hopefully grow this business a little bit so I have something to do in retirement. So I'm not really retiring, I'm switching to what I really, really want to do and what I love. Thanks so much for watching today. I will see you all soon. Bye.